No, I don't own a microwave, nor do I own a coffee maker, nor do I own an Instapot or a multi-cooker. How do I survive? Quite easily, actually. Hello, welcome to A Comfy Cozy Kitchen. I'm Mary Ellen. I do have a little bit of a sore throat today, so I apologize. My voice is a little scratchy. However, I did want to take some time to talk with all of you about common kitchen appliances that everyone owns, and a lot of people think I'm crazy for not owning them. The first one is a microwave. I'm sure that probably at least 90, 95, maybe 98 or 99% of the folks watching this have a microwave in their house. And I used to as well. Now, I've got nothing against microwaves, nothing at all. I think they are a great appliance, and for a lot of people, they make a lot of sense. And that is just proven out by how many people actually own them. My journey with a microwave really began about 2 kitchens ago. I've had 18 of them. But about 2 kitchens ago, the microwave that I had in that house was an over-the-range microwave. And it did die on me. I did own that house. So, it was up to me to replace it. And at that point in time, money was a little tight, and getting another microwave to fit that particular space was a bit pricey and out of budget. So basically, I just had to learn to live without a microwave, or so I thought. And then I started to realize I actually knew how to live without a microwave. Truth of the matter is, I don't eat a lot of leftovers, so I'm not heating up a lot of leftovers. So what I really came to realize very quickly was that I actually wasn't using that microwave as much as I thought I was to begin with. So really, after about a month of not having that microwave, I just decided to let it go. Now, I did replace it before I sold the house. However, I haven't had a microwave since because I really don't need it. So a microwave was just one of those things that over time I had used a lot and then kind of started not using a lot, and I hadn't realized it. Initially, I thought it was something I had to own because who doesn't have to own a microwave? But about a coffee maker. Don't I drink coffee? Doesn't everybody drink coffee? Yes, I drink a lot of coffee. I drink 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day. This was another one of those strange journeys. Back in the day, I had an automatic drip coffee maker. It makes a full pot of coffee all at once. And really, to get a decent cup of coffee out of those, you have to make at least half of a pot. Problem is, I would have 1 cup out of my half a pot, and then I didn't want any more until a few hours later. And by then, the second and third and fourth cup that was still in the pot, well, it was old and kind of burnt and didn't taste so great. So I'd make another half a pot. And I realized pretty quickly that I was going through a lot of coffee and wasting a lot of grounds. So this was kind of expensive to be wasting all of this coffee all of the time. I looked into getting a Keurig. Those were very new at that point in time. But they, again, did not offer the little K-cups in flavors and from areas that I wanted at that point in time. They also had not yet come out with a little cup that you could refill. And so what did I do? I'll show you. So this is a single cup drip coffee maker. This was in the grocery store one day when I was looking to purchase some new coffee. It literally is a little drip cup that goes over your coffee cup. You heat up a single cup of water, you put your filter in, you put your grounds in, and then you pour your water through the coffee grounds, and you have the perfect single cup of coffee right there and available for you. So inexpensive, as simple as the Keurigs for the most part, and it really just kind of worked for me because I could use any type of coffee grounds that I wanted. And again, I haven't looked back since. That's how I make my coffee. So again, just because everybody else has an appliance, it doesn't necessarily mean that you do. They're popular for a reason, but sometimes you just don't need them. Lastly, I want to talk about the Insta-pots and the multi-cookers. I know these aren't quite as ubiquitous as microwaves and coffee makers are, but they are incredibly popular. And honestly, when the Insta-pot first came out, I was a very early adapter to it. The hype wasn't around it yet. I was recommending it to everyone. I really thought it was the greatest, bestest multi-tool for the kitchen ever. And I still do. I'm not slamming the Insta-pot in any way. But my journey led me to a conclusion that eventually I really didn't need that anymore. And the reasons for it were pretty simple. When I first got it, I was cooking for me and my daughter, and she ate a lot of rice, so we were able to make rice in it. I also made a lot of small roasts and things like that at that point in time, so the Instapot was wonderful for that. And if I wanted to make up a little bit of chicken stock or beef stock or something like that, it was just the right size to do a small batch. However, my daughter eventually went off to college, and I kind of quit doing small batches. You would think as a single person for a while that I would go even smaller, but the reality is I went much, much bigger. And I started doing a lot of batch cooking and keeping that in my freezer so that I didn't have to cook every single day. Well, at that point, the Instapot kind of became more of a hindrance than a help. I was no longer making one small 3-pound roast. I was making 2 or 3 large roasts at a time. And what I found myself doing was starting to repurchase some appliances that I had purged when I got the Instapot, like a really big roaster and a really big crock pot, in order to do this bulk cooking. And more, the Instapot just sat in the cupboard. So eventually I did end up thrifting it and giving it to a thrift store so that someone else could find it and get some enjoyment from it. Like I said, I have nothing against them. I still highly recommend them. What I really was hoping to do today was to kind of show you my journey on some of these common appliances and why I don't own them, so that you understand that it's okay if you come to a similar conclusion about anything in your kitchen that a lot of other people have and use and rave about. Sure. As always, I really appreciate that you've decided to spend a couple minutes with me today. If you got value out of this video, please like, share, subscribe. It really helps me out as a small channel, and it helps other people out who have challenges with their kitchens as well. Speaking of which, I'd love to hear in the comments below, what are your biggest challenges in your kitchen? Let me know what you struggle with every day.